SPUFalcons.com, here with men's basketball coach Ryan Looney. Coach, you drew a split last week up in Alaska. Just talk a little bit about those two games.
Well, I think we played well for 75 minutes. The first night at Anchorage, we got off to a slow start, and it was hard to overcome it.
And then at Fairbanks, the shooting came around, and you got a win.
Yeah, we made a couple of adjustments at halftime of that game. Our bigs did a nice job getting it back out on digs and doubles in the post. We did a great job with our ball movement, and David Downs and Joby Wall were the benefactors of that.
You're back home from the cold Alaska weather, back in Seattle for a 3-game homestand that ends your home part of the schedule. Your thoughts on how critical this homestand is?
Well, we're excited to play at home back-to-back weeks for the first time all year. It seems like we've been on the road for the majority of the season. So to get a chance to kind of be here for 2 weeks without having to pack our bags and get on the road is big for us. We're just trying to take it one day at a time, one game at a time. We know how important it is for us to continue to have as much success as possible to increase our opportunity to get to play in the regional at the end of the year.
Thursday night at 7, you host Northwest Nazarene. In Nampa earlier this year, you got a hard-fought win. What do you remember about that game?
Their team is disciplined. They play hard, and they have a lot of guys who can really shoot it from the three-point line. So we're going to have to do a nice job matching their intensity, being just as disciplined on our end, and then do a good job taking away the three-point line.
NNU features one of the new coaches in the league. How difficult is that for you as a staff to scout a team and prepare for a first-year coach?
Well, I think it's different. Obviously, we're seeing stuff that we didn't see a year ago from NNU, but I don't think here the second time around it's any different than any other game we've played so far this year.
He also had the distinction of coaching one of your players, Joby Wall, at Colorado Christian. Does that give NNU's coach any advantage at all, knowing Joby so well?
Well, I'm sure potentially it does. I don't know if it necessarily affects Joby really all that much. Him and Coach Daniels had a positive relationship when he played for him at Colorado Christian. So I just think maybe it adds a little something special to the game.
Then Saturday night, one of your real rivals, Central Washington, comes in for a 7 o'clock game. You handled them pretty easily in the first game, but that's really been not typical for the hard-fought matchups you've had with them. Just your thoughts on Saturday's game.
You know, I think just the two institutions playing in the game allow you to probably throw records completely out the window. We know that we're going to have to be prepared and we're going to have to play well against a team that's totally different than we are.
We mentioned Joby Wall earlier. He really had a breakout game with his SPU high 25 points at Fairbanks on Saturday. Talked a little bit about what he's brought to the team this year.
Well, I think obviously he's a really good player, but he's even a better person. I think it's helped kind of establish what the culture in our program needs to be for years to come.
Like I said, you complete the season or your home schedule here with 3 straight home games. Your team's 8-1 at home. How has your team been different, or why have they been so successful at home this season?
Well, I think anytime you get a chance to play in your own building, your percentages probably go up. I think if you looked at college basketball around the country, the home team probably wins a little bit higher percentage of the games. I think we haven't necessarily been a bad team on the road this year. I think maybe we've underachieved on some specific nights. But we are comfortable playing in our own building, and we're excited to get to play all of them here the next 2 weeks here for the first time this year.
Lastly, this is the second year of the GNAC postseason tournament, but a new wrinkle this year: the top 2 teams will get a bye in the quarterfinals. How has that been jockeying for position now as you're in 3rd place in the standings?
You know what, we haven't even thought about it too much up to this point, but as we get closer, you're going to start looking at those things more and more. Obviously, you'd want to be in the top 2 to get that bye in the first round. But also on the bottom end, you can see like the Northwest Nazarenes and the Central Washington and probably St. Martin's all fighting for that number 6 spot there too. So there's a battle on both ends of it right now.
Thank you very much.